Imagine walking through a crowded street, horns blaring, people rushing, arguments breaking out. Someone bumps into you without apologizing, and yet you're untouched, not indifferent, not emotionless, but deeply calm. You feel a quiet confidence inside, a sense that nothing outside can truly disturb you. That's not fantasy. It's a kind of strength the Stoics believed anyone could develop. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That simple realization is the foundation of inner freedom. And today, we're going to explore how to reach that state, a place where the storms of life still rage, but your peace remains intact. We live in an age where disturbance feels normal. Notifications, bad news, unpredictable people. The world constantly pokes at our emotions. We wake up calm, and by lunchtime, we're anxious, frustrated, or angry. But the Stoics, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, discovered something remarkable nearly 2,000 years ago. External events don't disturb us. It's our judgments about them that do. Think about that. It's not the rain that ruins your day. It's the thought, "I hate this weather." It's not someone's harsh words that wound you. It's the belief, "They shouldn't talk to me like that." The event is neutral. Your interpretation is not. And the moment you understand that, you begin to take back control. Ask yourself, when was the last time something or someone ruined your mood? A rude comment online, a delay, a mistake at work. What really caused your frustration? The situation or your reaction to it? Stoicism invites us to pause and look beneath the surface. It tells us, the world will keep testing you, but disturbance is optional. The first Stoic principle to understand here is the dichotomy of control, the clear separation between what is within your power and what is not. This is where every Stoic practice begins. According to Epictetus, some things are up to us, our thoughts, choices, and actions, and some things are not, other people's opinions, the past, luck, and external outcomes. Most of our emotional turmoil comes from forgetting this distinction. We try to control what isn't ours, and in doing so we hand over our peace. Picture a sailor navigating rough seas. He can't control the wind or the waves, but he can control his sails and his steering. His calm comes from focusing on what's in his power, not the storm. The same is true for us. We can't control what others do or say, but we can control our response. We can't stop the world from changing, but we can decide how to adapt. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor facing wars, plagues, and betrayal, constantly reminded himself of this truth. In his private journal he wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it." He understood that even as the most powerful man on earth, his true power was internal. That's the paradox of Stoicism. Control doesn't mean ruling others, it means ruling yourself. So let's reflect for a moment. How often do you waste energy trying to control outcomes instead of effort, people instead of principles, the future instead of the present moment? How much lighter would your mind feel if you released everything outside your control and focused only on what is truly yours? Your mind, your actions, your attitude? The second key idea is that disturbance begins in perception. The Stoics taught that events are neither good nor bad, they simply are. It's our perception that colors them. Imagine two people stuck in the same traffic jam. One fumes, honking and swearing, thinking of lost time. The other turns on a podcast, breathes, and accepts it as part of life. The same situation, two completely different experiences. What changed? Only perception. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And he was right. Most of our suffering isn't caused by events, but by the stories we tell ourselves about them. We imagine worst-case scenarios, replay insults, predict failure. We create internal storms where none exist. The Stoic practice, then, is to challenge perception, to see things as they are, not as fear or ego paints them. Here's a simple exercise. Whenever something irritates or worries you, pause and ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself right now? Maybe someone ignored your message and you assume they're upset with you, but is that true or just your imagination? Maybe you made a mistake and think it's a disaster, but will it matter in a year, in a week, in a day? Often, perception distorts reality, and peace returns when we correct the distortion. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of things." If you can change your view, you can change your world. That's not just philosophy, it's practical psychology, centuries ahead of its time. The third idea is the cultivation of inner strength, what Marcus called the inner citadel. Life will always bring adversity, loss, disappointment, change. But Stoicism teaches us to prepare for it, to build resilience before we need it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." That inner source is your rational mind, the part of you that can observe events without being consumed by them. The Stoics compared this inner strength to a fortress. You build it by practicing calm in small annoyances so that when great trials come, you are unshaken. When someone insults you, instead of reacting, practice patience. When plans fail, practice flexibility. Every small challenge is a training ground for your composure. Each moment you choose calm over chaos, your fortress grows stronger. Let's reflect again. What does your inner fortress look like? How easily can external noise enter it? What habits weaken your defenses? Anger, comparison, impulsiveness. And what habits strengthen them? Reflection, gratitude, self-discipline. Remember, peace is built, not given. Every daily decision is a brick in your citadel. The fourth idea is acceptance of what is. Not passive surrender, but active alignment with reality. The Stoics use the term amor fati, love of fate. It means loving everything that happens, not just tolerating it. They believe that everything unfolds according to nature, a larger order we may not understand, but can trust. Resistance creates suffering, acceptance creates harmony. Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." When we resist what happens, we fight the current of life. But when we accept it, we move with grace. Think of a tree in the wind. The rigid branches snap, but the flexible ones bend and survive. Acceptance is flexibility of the mind. It doesn't mean giving up. It means saying, "This is what's happening. How can I respond wisely?" Try applying this to something recent that upset you. Maybe a plan fell through or someone disappointed you. Can you accept that it happened? Not approve of it, but accept it as part of reality. Once you stop wishing it were different, you free your energy to deal with it constructively. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom. Because you can't change what already is, only how you meet it. The fifth idea is detachment and impermanence. The Stoics constantly reflected on how fragile life is, not to depress themselves, but to stay awake to reality. Epictetus advised, "When you kiss your child, remind yourself that you are kissing a mortal." It sounds harsh, but it was his way of saying, cherish everything, because nothing lasts forever. When you understand impermanence, you stop clinging. You appreciate without possession. You love without fear of loss. Detachment is not coldness. It's freedom from attachment to outcomes. Today, detachment might mean not letting your happiness depend on likes, success, or approval. It means doing your best and letting go of results. It means remembering that everything you enjoy, health, relationships, even life itself, is temporary. And because of that, every moment becomes more precious. When you hold the world lightly, nothing can shatter you. The sixth idea is emotional mastery. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about understanding it. Emotions are natural signals. The problem arises when they control us. The Stoic goal is not to feel nothing, but to feel rightly, to use reason to guide emotion, not the other way around. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Today you will meet people who are selfish, jealous, and ungrateful. Do not be surprised." He prepared his mind in advance, so when these moments came, he wasn't caught off guard. This practice, called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, helps us anticipate life's difficulties calmly. Try it tomorrow morning. Before you start your day, take 1 minute to think, what could go wrong today? Who might test my patience? What challenges could arise? Don't dwell in fear. Simply acknowledge reality. That mental rehearsal softens the shock when things do happen. You'll find yourself more patient, less reactive, more grounded. The seventh idea is self-reflection and daily practice. The Stoics believed philosophy was not for theory, but for living. Seneca ended each day by reviewing his actions. When the light has been taken away and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said. This nightly reflection kept him aligned with his values. Ask yourself before bed, what disturbed my peace today? Did I react or respond? What can I learn from this? Each evening is a chance to grow calmer, wiser, more centered. Let's make this even more practical. Here are a few exercises to help you embody Stoic calm. First, the pause and question technique. When something disturbs you, a criticism, a delay, a loss, pause. Take one deep breath and ask, is this within my control? If not, let it go. If yes, act rationally. This single pause can change your entire emotional life. You'll start responding instead of reacting. Second, the view from above exercise. Imagine zooming out from your current problem until you see yourself from a bird's eye view. Your city, your country, the whole earth. Suddenly, the problem feels smaller, doesn't it? The Stoics practice this to remind themselves of perspective, that most troubles are fleeting in the vastness of existence. Third, the voluntary discomfort exercise. Once in a while, intentionally do something uncomfortable. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, go without your phone for a day. This trains you to be less disturbed by discomfort and more grateful for what you have. As Seneca said, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and say to yourself, is this the condition I feared? Fourth, journaling. Write each morning or night. Reflect on what disturbed you and what didn't. Write down Stoic quotes that inspire you. Over time, you'll see your emotional stability grow as you become more aware of your thoughts. Fifth, gratitude. The Stoics saw gratitude as armor for the soul. Each day, list 3 things you're thankful for, not just pleasant things, but challenges too. Thank the difficult coworker for teaching patience, the setback for teaching resilience. Gratitude transforms irritation into insight. Let's pause for reflection. What if you approached every frustration as a test of your strength, every delay as a lesson in patience, every insult as a chance to practice humility? What would happen to your peace then? Slowly, the world would lose its power to disturb you, not because it changed, but because you did. Stoicism isn't about escaping life. It's about engaging fully but wisely. It's about standing firm in the face of uncertainty, grounded in the knowledge that while you can't control what happens, you can always control who you are. The Stoics weren't cold. They loved deeply, served humanity, and faced hardship with courage. Their peace was not withdrawal. It was mastery. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his peace came from simple truths. Focus on the present, accept what comes, act with virtue. He wrote to himself, "You have within you everything needed to deal with whatever the world can throw at you." That's the Stoic promise. Not a life without problems, but a mind unshaken by them. So how do you begin to live like this? Start small. Practice calm in traffic. Practice patience when others are rude. Practice detachment from outcomes. Bit by bit, you'll notice a shift. Moments that used to upset you no longer do. You'll feel an inner stillness growing, an independence from external chaos. That's when you'll understand what the Stoics meant by true freedom. Let's close with this thought. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. Every time you choose to focus on what you can control, every time you accept life as it is, every time you act from reason instead of reaction, you are creating peace. When nothing outside can disturb you, you finally discover that everything you need was within you all along. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on it today. Ask yourself, where do I still give away my peace, and how can I reclaim it? Share your reflections in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to keep exploring Stoic wisdom together, ideas that can ground you, strengthen you, and help you live more freely, make sure to subscribe. Because peace isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. And together we can walk that path toward the calm, resilient strength that nothing outside can disturb.